All right. Good Sunday evening, everybody. Let's see who we got in here already. We got Kane in here. Of course, we got Darrow in here. Lisa Ann,
Hi.
hello, dear. Nate from Go Karts and Going Fishing. Hey, Nate. We're going, buddy. We're going, man. So, hope everybody had a great week and a great weekend. I've I've been working. I've been working my butt off out in the garage. I was hoping to get to the tractor pulls today, but I just I just didn't get it done. You know, tractor's most of the way ready to go. So we got Drifty Stevens over on Facebook. How you doing, Drifty?
Hey, Drifty. Jungle Bob.
Hi, Jungle Bob.
Hell, It's so so does doing one of them head gaskets the way you did, put it in a heated up now, does that really help on their head?
It seems like it did. When I got done with that one, it seemed like it was pretty well pliable.
Oh,
So
okay.
hey, there's Ken. How you doing,
Yeah,
Ken? Thank you
hey
for stopping in
Ken,
there. And there's Ben. Hi,
Ben.
yep. Hi Ben. How you doing? Thank you for stopping in. Um, I haven't got to watch your video yet, Ben, but I'm going to about um, that multi you know what a multi weed whacker with multiple heads on it. Oh man, I'm tired. So, but
Well, did you get most of your stuff caught up then, Ed?
yeah, I actually did. I'm waiting on a carburetor for a leaf blower, and it should be here tomorrow, Tuesday at the latest, and it will. I'll get it on and get it back to the guy, and I got the parts for. Hey, there's Drifty. He come over onto the YouTube side. Thank you there, Drifty. Hi, Don or Doug. How you doing?
Doug, how you doing?
Awesome. That's cool, Doug. Hopefully, by the next one, I'll be ready to come on down and you guys can whoop up on me. Oh, wow, 2 horsepower weed eater. That's a wicked little thing. Hey,
Hey Jeff. Jeff's been chasing them nurses around that hospital for what he been doing.
yeah, that's what it is. But yeah, I got Plan B is running. Um, I flooded it out. That's why it's shooting the flames up out. Um, I ended up pulling the carburetor off of it, and the float it wasn't stuck completely open, um, but it was stuck open just enough. It was letting a little extra fuel come in. So, ooh, that sucks, Doug. I did that
Oh,
too last year. Luckily, I had a backup. So I took the one out of my other tractor, my 39 cubic inch that I don't have the motor in anymore. Put it in Plan B. Still haven't got to pull that one yet, but it should be about the same rear end. So gear wise and stuff. But we'll find out hopefully soon next pull. So, um, but yeah, she fired to life pretty good. I'm happy. Uh, Head gasket's not leaking. I'm tickled pink with that.
oh, Wayne.
Yeah, when I've always done it with a propane torch, and I think what it was happening was I wasn't getting them evenly heated. There was hard and soft spots, like uh, they weren't consistent. And I watched a bunch of the go kart racing guys, the guys that build those motors, and the way they the way they do them, just like I said, you showed, put it on that hot plate and got that thing cherry red, and they just shut them off and just let them sit there, or they'll pull if they're doing multiple ones, they'll pull them off and set them off to the side and keep going. They just let them slowly, gradually cool down, and I could actually physically tell the difference um, from when I put it on and when I took it off, the softness of it.
Hey, Mrs. Carol.
Hey, Miss Carol, thank you for coming in. Appreciate that. Uh, Doug, what carrier and stuff you running? You running the 2-piece fine spline, or you running a dart? Okay, yeah, yeah. They Jeff, they will leak if you turn them hard as what we turn them. That's why we can't run stock head gaskets. I tried that once. It only lasted a couple pulls, and it pushed that sucker right out. So, but yeah, I was, like I said, the first time I put it together, I think I just didn't get them heated evenly enough. So teaching the daughter how to drive, I don't miss them days. I don't miss those days at all.
Right.
Uh,
Here's Miss Nosy. She wanted to see what was going on.
okay, Drifty. 1 inch, yeah, 1 inch axle. Yeah, that's what I run. Um, my the original one that was in Plan B was I think it's a Pinto. Same thing as the Dodge Dart rear end, but the one that was in my 39 cubic inch is a 2-piece carrier. Um, if it breaks, then I've got another Dart carrier, but I'm going with the hardened gears and stuff. So, sir, how you doing, buddy? Cajun Raid,
Okay.
awesome.
Hey, Cajun. Well, Cajun.
About to get a zero turn. Zero turns are nice. I like zero turns. We got I think 7 of them at work now. Um, I just they're like a one trick pony to me. They're hard to I know they make snow plows for them and all that kind of stuff, and they're uh, they're putting uh, just it seems like it'd be hard to tow a trailer and tow stuff with like I want to do. So I'll stick with my gear drives and stuff.
Hey, Renegade.
Hey, Renegade, Cajun Raid again. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, Doug, I watched a couple videos that I forget who posted them now, but I watched a couple of them. It looked like it was pretty sticky. Definitely a rear end braking track. So, but you just gotta be gentle with them. So, but yeah, I'm I'm getting the itch now. I want to get out and get going. So we'll get we'll get them there. We'll get them there. Um, I was I was looking at parts today to start another engine build. Just what I need, more work. But no, I'll it'll probably take me till probably at least next winter to gather all the parts. The prices went up way high on everything, so
Well,
um,
you was just talking about those zero turn mowers. My God Almighty, did you seen the price on them things? I mean, I walked past some the other day, and this is just consumer grade. This ain't even professional grade stuff. I mean,
mhm.
I like had a heart attack just today, just walking past them out in front of where I was at. I mean,
Hey, Cajun, what's happening?
occasion.
Thank you for the raid, Cajun. I appreciate it. But yeah, I was down to I had to pick up what did I have to pick up? Oh, an ignition for one of our hustlers. There's a new dealer that's pretty close to us now, and I ran down there and was looking at the 2023 models. Um, yeah, they're for the commercial grade. There is definitely a big paycheck on them, but also I was looking at some of the stuff they changed from a couple years ago, definitely improvements on them. So I mean, they went with an actual 26-12-12 tire, more streamlined on the fuel tanks and changed stuff up on those. Yeah, I think they're going to be a really good mower.
Well, I mean, they cost as much as a doggone actual tractor nowadays.
Oh yeah.
Cajun, I want to apologize. I was being Delisa who went to town a while ago, so I didn't get a chance to get on yours.
Oh, you ain't gotta apologize for that. You didn't do nothing wrong. Hey Ed, how you doing?
Hey
Daryl.
Cajun.
Hello everybody in chat. How y'all doing? Appreciate my Raiders today.
Actually, Thomas, a goat and a cow. We looked at goats for my mom has I think it's a 3-acre lake, something like that. It's got an island in the middle of it. Pretty nice sized little island. And rather than getting out there with weed eaters and stuff like that, we're just going to buy a goat or two and put on it and let them, because goats can't swim, so you don't have to fence them in. And the price of a kid goat, I mean, that's a couple $100.
Yeah.
It's like, no way.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Hey, welcome back.
Well, I mean, I was going to get a couple pigs to go back in the backyard to aggravate my neighbor, and then first frost butcher them. But the doggone pigs are $200 and $300 a piece now. I mean,
down here you can get a shoat. You can get a little shoat for about $30, $25-$30.
Well, we wanted to put them on the island for the summer and then butcher them in the fall.
Well, I didn't know goats couldn't swim. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Thank you, Nate. The good, greatest
Nate.
good of all times.
Hey, Wayne, Miss Jamie. Hey, Jeff. Where's Jeff at today? I mean, I know he's in the comments, but. Oh, Jeff, you're still in the hospital, buddy? That's not good.
he's still in there chasing them nurses around the hospital.
Yeah, that's why. That's why he wants to stay in there.
That's what
got all
it
them
is. I
nurses.
mean, let's all be honest. He's in there. He's enjoying that attention them nurses is giving him.
Yeah,
being
as long as he's chasing the female nurses and not the male nurses,
Yeah.
okay?
Yeah.
Then we're gonna start thinking about other things.
Yeah, being waited on hand and foot and sponge baths. Heck,
Yeah.
I'm ready to sign up.
Yeah.
Big 300-pound guy comes in there and like, okay, time for your sponge bath, old man.
Yes, sir.
Uh-uh.
Yes, sir. Whatever.
I'm gonna shave that beard off your face.
We might have a problem with that one.
Them's fighting words. I don't know. No, put Ed's beard in my hair. We'd make one of the best supervillains or best superheroes ever seen.
I'm needing a haircut.
Yeah, me too. I told Missy that yesterday or the day before. I said, man, I need a haircut pretty damn bad.
Yeah, I just need to get time to get it done, or make time, I should say.
Yeah.
Just quit taking so much side work and have some time for my stuff.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, Jamie said there's a donkey that shows up every now and then. Yeah, I know. I'm a jackass.
Yeah, but you got to look at it this way, Ed. That side work is what pays for your toys. So I mean,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So if you don't do the side work, the toys don't come on. So.
Yep. Well, I just had a guy bring me a push mower last week. Like Tuesday. It was a Rush. Had a bent blade. It was bent down, way down. If you're in a rush, it costs you more. $50 is what it cost. And he was happy as a clam to get it. So, whatever.
Yeah.
Well, 4 people trying to put Ivy. Sounds like you need to put a pick line in.
Yeah.
Yes, you know, it's just so boy.
You got 2.5 sides done.
Yeah, pick line.
Yeah.
Yeah, they won't put it in though unless they keep you a certain amount of time because
Yeah.
that stuff costs money.
Hi, Tommy.
Yeah.
Hey, Tommy.
Look, when they put my pick line in, well, the one before, anyway, where was it at? Was it this on? I think. Yeah. Anyway, I could feel something. I could hear it. I could hear it hitting something, and I'm like, man, I hear that whatever in there hitting on something.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, I hope I ain't got no clogged artery or something, you know. And he was gonna put one of them 36 inchers in, and he had to put like a 28 or something, because the other one didn't want to go in all the way.
I have a really good friend. That's what she used to do for a living. She traveled from hospital to hospital all over the state, over in the
Put
VA,
ports in, yeah.
putting pick lines in. She drove a little Prius, and the equipment she carried in her car was valued at more than what the Prius was.
Oh yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah.
Jeff says it might maybe a pick line tomorrow.
So,
Oh, that means he's staying a while.
But if I ever needed a pick line, she'd be the one I would call.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, that girl that put mine in the first time I was in the hospital, I think it was a guy the second. Yeah, it was a guy the second time. My second visit to the hospital, you know, a year or something apart. But the first time, that girl, they say that hurts, but they gave me some kind of local or something like that. I forget what is that, Lortadine, or what is that local they give you where you can't feel it when they
I
stick
don't know
in
what the
you?
name. I don't know what the name.
Lidocaine or something. Lidocaine. Anyway, they
Lidocaine.
give you that. It's a little local, and you don't feel nothing at all. It numbs you all around that area. Yeah, lidocaine. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, she used to tell me all kinds of stories of, you know, I mean, she traveled clear to Southern Ohio, which is like 6 hours away, to do one pick line, and you know that's the company she worked for. They had the contract. I mean, that's what they would do.
Yeah.
Towards the end, before she got out of it, they actually started having nurses in other parts of the state, all set up and everything. That way she wouldn't have to drive that far. But I can remember her talking to her on the phone, and she'd be coming back from like Cincinnati, which is almost 6 hours away, and get a phone call while she's an hour and a half from home, and have to go to Toledo, which is another 4 hours in the opposite direction. You know.
Wow.
You know.
Well,
I don't know. I think I'd rather have a female doing a pick line than a male on me, because to steady your nerves and a little bit more finesse for stuff like that. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know, having a guy in there, don't worry, we'll get it done. Get in there.
She did it for like 15 years or something like that, and she'd still be doing it today, but she had a basically a big ass blood clot in her lung.
ouch.
Ooh, wow.
And they're thinking it's from all the driving she did, living on energy drinks and shit like that, and smoking. She quit smoking, but nowadays, I mean, just getting up and walking across the room sometimes will make her, just start, lose her breath and stuff, and she'll go 2-3 weeks and be just fine, and then she'll wake up one morning and just have zero energy. I mean, barely enough to get out of bed and stuff, and it's all related right back to that blood clot thing.
Wow. Yeah, I hope you get better soon, Jeff. Too. Also.
Yeah, most definitely.
Just relax and take it easy and be patient, and hopefully everything works out for you, Jeff.
Try to stomach that nasty food they serve you.
Yeah, hospital pudding's pretty good. I like their Jello. I don't know what it is about their Jello, but I have a taste for their Jello.
When I was in the hospital the first time for a month, well, I was at two different ones. One was after the 21st day, I think, they sent me to Crowley, which is a extended care. You know, same thing as in the hospital in here in Eunice, but this was just a town further down. And man, they gave Missy, I couldn't eat, but they gave Missy a menu. Yeah, she marked off on the menu with hamburgers, French fries. You know, I'm like, damn, they taking in from restaurants over here at this hospital. Man, I'm talking about some good hamburgers. I couldn't eat none, but man, Missy was tearing that food up. Shrimp stew, you know,
Yeah,
fried
they
fish.
used to do the same thing for my mom when my dad was in the rehab centers. Well, the hospital too, but mainly the rehabs. Every day, I mean, she was there from morning till night, and they'd feed her. Doctor. But Jeff, if you play your cards right, you could be playing doctor with some of them nurses.
That's it.
Just tell them I may not be a doctor, but I play one on YouTube.
Yeah, there you go. Dr. Squeegee.
Hey, Bill.
Hi, Bill.
Hey, Bill.
Bill.
Hey, Lisa.
But yeah, I've got a, like I was saying earlier there, I'm thinking about starting another engine build. I've got the block, heads, connecting rods, crank, all that stuff. I just need to get the pistons and rings and some valves and valve springs. Basically the cam. I'll have to get a cam too. So, I don't know. But the price of everything's gone up so much. It's gonna take a few months to get it all done. Be nice if I could get my lift paid off. Once I get my lift paid off, then I'd have a couple extra $100 a month to put towards the engine. But
yeah, I got lucky. I found some guy that's got a 10,000-pound two-post hoist for $1,500 that he bought last year, but he's moving and he can't take it with him. So I think I'm gonna go grab that, and then I got to pour myself a 12 by 8 slab of 8-inch thick concrete somewhere in this yard and find a place to stand it up. But it won't be a roofed one.
We're looking at getting a new one. Well, a new one and an additional one at work. And I thought about putting in a bid to buy that one and then buying a carport to put over it for here.
Hey, Missy. Lonesome Garage.
Hey, Lonesome. Hey, Missy.
See, I've been conflicted over if I should just get myself a 4-post or get a 2-post, but the 2-post is good for taking cabs off stuff. But I like the 4-post a lot better for working on stuff and that.
Yeah,
but it's a give and take on what hoist you get. But I could lift cabs off on a 4-post. I just have to make a special set of braces that hold the cab up when you lower the hoist. But
right.
But for $1,500, I'm not going to argue over a 1-year-old hoist that's in perfect shape. So.
Right. Well, that sucks, Nate. Nate slamming his phone into the hood of his C10, so he didn't break it, but he bent the hell out of it. After a couple years, my phones get bends in them anyways, and that's strictly because I carry them in my pocket, my front pocket. Yeah. Yeah, like I said, that lift I bought it on credit just to get some credit going because I haven't had anything in credit in like 20 freaking years. So every time I go to apply for credit, they're like, "Oh, well, you haven't." I'm like, "That's because I've paid cash for everything."
Yeah.
Hey, Breezy.
Yeah,
Hey,
that,
Breezy.
I'm amazed I haven't broke the screen on this one yet, but it's supposed to be some kind of ballistic screen thing, majig, whatever, you know. So, hey, Breezy.
Hey, Breezy. So you guys
But
want to see my hole?
sure.
Yeah. I'll swap my cameras over here for a second. And show you what I've been up to for the last while on my spare time.
There's Jeff.
Hey, Jeff.
Hey, Cajun.
Hello, Jeff. He's,
Hey, Daryl.
Mrs. Claus is gonna get pissed off with you taking the whole summer off to go lay in the hospital or the nursery home, Jeff.
You think?
There, that's what I've been up to for the last while. Drilling a hole with pieces of pipe with teeth on it and pumping water down the pipe to wash everything up into the little catch basin.
Yeah.
And we've gotten down 18 feet now. So, and we went through 6 feet of rock doing that way, the old-fashioned manual way. But I got to give it to that old shop vac. There's no filter in that thing. It does water blowing right through the motor, and it's still going, trucking like a champion. Best $60 I ever spent.
Hey, I bought a little cheap $20 1 gallon, 1.5 gallon one from Walmart like 5 or 6 years ago. Best investment I ever made. I use that thing to suck up just about everything. You know, if I'm working on like push motors and stuff and don't want to use the air hose to blow all the shit around in my shop, use that thing to suck all that stuff out of it, mice houses, everything.
Yeah.
You know, I love it. You know,
No,
it
I'm
doesn't
blown away.
it doesn't take up any space to store the thing.
I gotta get me a new shop vac one of these days.
Yeah. So, and I need to do a video on my new impactor too. I bought one of those 1/4-inch Hercules. I broke down. You know.
Nice.
But I wish I would have waited another week to buy it because I bought it one weekend. Next weekend they had the
30% off deal.
20. Yeah, well, for inside track biz, 25% off.
Yeah.
So I could have got the extra battery and everything for the price of just the tool, the charger, and a battery that came with it. But it is what it is. But hey, good news. I put one in like 5 minutes from my house, so it'll be awesome.
Nice.
Y'all be having all kinds of home or Harbor Freight videos.
Hey, you want me to sell you the Harbor Freight credit card?
No. I applied for one of those and turned it down because it had too high of a limit, and I know what I would do.
Oh, mine's got a high limit, and the only thing I bought so far was that little Daytona jack and a generator.
Oh no! See, I would have that sucker maxed out all the time.
No, well, you're working, you can afford it. Those of us that are on a fixed income can't.
I'm on a fixed income. No, I can't afford it.
Well, you need to bring that there thing inside. You need to bring that income in and get it fixed.
We went down to Princess Auto, our version of a Harbor Freight up here in Canada this morning, and my partner was constantly reminding, you already own it. You already own it. You already own it. I'm just going through the store. I'm like grabbing stuff, and he drags the cart away. You already own it. You don't need it, but it's new. The stores are candy.
I have the first edition. I don't know. That's the thing about it. I got to remember I got the first editions and all that stuff, and I don't need to buy. I don't need just because the second edition, the third edition is more shiny. I don't. I got to remember to put it back.
Well, it'll be nice for me because it's like basically on my way home from work, but Like this weekend, they had them freebies, those little mini pick sets and the light. Dude, I could have stopped on Friday night on my way home from work, got the light, stopped in Saturday, got the pick set. It'd make it worth it. Right now, it's almost a half an hour drive for me one way. It almost doesn't make it worth, just
Yeah.
Well, see,
just going to get
the dangerous
just
thing
going to-
about that card is about stores like that is when you walk in, the prices are always so low that you keep filling the card up. And you don't really think that it like okay, yeah, $30 here, $20 here, $30 here, and then you get to the till. Next, what do you mean 2,000? That's only $30. That's only 20. How the hell?
It adds up.
Well, when I first got my inside track club thing, I forget what I was even buying, and the lady behind the counter is like, "Are you a member of the Inside Track Club?" I said, "No." She goes, "Well, we got a thing going. You get X amount off," and she said, "By what you have here, you'll get your membership for free."
Yeah.
I did it one time, and I never got the Inside Track Club again but that one particular trip paid for it that one year, but
Right.
and I don't
Right.
because I had to do a lot of rebuilding down in South Carolina, that house in South Carolina, and I had all my tools up here. So so now I got two of everything. So I don't really need a whole lot of nothing now when I go in there. But
If you're an Inside Track member, you can get all three of those gifts for free in one visit.
Yeah. I don't like microfiber towels. For some reason, my hands are too rough, and it feels like Velcro on my hands, and I can't stand it.
Oh yeah. When I was, working all the time, same with me.
Yeah.
You almost want it wanted to make you put a glove on, a nitro glove or something.
Yeah. Well, that's what housekeeping has gone from the bar towels to microfiber towels. And I used to get their old stained up bar towels, for just shop rags there to shop, and they don't have the bar towels no more, and all they have is the microfibers. And they tried bringing them things down to me. I'm like, nah, you might as well take them back up there, give them to your housekeepers or something, because I won't use them.
My calluses are shredding this bit.
Yeah,
you gotta get rags like we do up here, thrift store rags.
Old
Bags.
t-shirt.
They take old shirts that they can't sell and clothes.
Mhm.
They tear them to shreds. They got a machine that rips them, stuffs them in a bag, and you get them for $10 for. I think this one was a 25-pound bag of
Wow.
old shirts.
That's a lot of rags.
Yeah.
Our we have a plumbing warehouse here. They've got all kinds of it's basically anything to do with plumbing. They sell them in bags like that, and I think a 20-pound or 20 or 25-pound bag is like $10.
Yeah, it's a hell of a deal. You can't go wrong. And none of that. You can wash them too. Most of them you can actually literally just throw them in a pail of dish soap, swish it around with a stick, hang them up, wring them out, and reuse them.
Well, our plumbers that work are the ones that told me about them. And the nice thing about it is they sell the t-shirt style material ones, and they sell sweatshirt material ones.
And they also have cotton, the bags with the cotton cloth ones. Those are usually about $25, but those are the ones you want if you're into auto body stuff. There's those cotton shirt ones.
I got 2 bags them red rags.
Yeah, that's what I miss about when I worked doing vinyl graphics. We used to do Cintas trucks, decal them.
Oh yeah.
We used to go to one of the big main hubs that they'd ship from all the small places into here to have them washed and everything.
Right.
And the weekend supervisor would give us bags and bags and bags of them things. The fender covers, the small red rags.
Nice.
Yeah.
But,
I remember Cintas. No. I'm sorry. Red Stick.
Yeah.
Cintas bought Red Stick out, and that's it was a local Baton Rouge company, Red Stick. and they were a uniform company, and when I was manager of that full service station, Exxon station, that's who we used to get our red rags from.
There's a
And
Cintas right here in town. So
No, Bill, I never bought a ShamWow towel, but I do remember the commercials for them.
The ShamWow things, you have to get them wet for them to work. They have to be soaking wet, then wring them out. If they're dry, they don't do nothing.
Right,
You got to leave them in a pail of water, your sink overnight, then wring them out and make sure it always stays wet. If it ever gets dry, it's never going to work. I hated those
sheepskin.
I hated them.
I made back when I worked at the Chevrolet dealership. I was doing the cleaning up of the cars and stuff, and I made our distributor give me one of them damn things because he's talking about $20. You can go get one of these for $20. I said, well, I don't buy nothing back here anyway. This is all the company stuff. I said, but as much stuff as I do get it from y'all. Y'all might. I said, he brought one back there to show me how it worked and all. So I said, okay, well, I think this year should be a freebie, don't you?
Yeah, this one that you're showing me. Yeah,
he did go ahead and give it to me because
chamois last forever.
Yeah,
until you put them on a mag rim or a car top. When you detail in the car, never put a chamois on a tire or rim. Never.
Or they get grease or oil on them.
Yeah, correct.
Well, I had some good leather ones, and one of the grounds guys brought his truck in, and instead of washing it, he just hosed it off and then started wiping it down. It pulled every bit of dirt and everything else and got all up in that thing. I could never get it clean. I pressure washed it and everything. It never came clean enough to use on another vehicle.
It got inside the skin, huh?
Yep.
Embedded in there.
Yep. I had to throw that one away. Then I locked the other two up. Only I use them.
Daryl, I was just thinking I got to write this down tonight.
I think I got some fake chamois hanging.
This is one of the very few times I haven't seen the pens come out yet.
we haven't started.
Cajun will come up with what he have for supper in a minute. If you don't,
we got 20 minutes. We got 20 minutes left. We can at least get one broke out.
I'll just a flash one right now, right quick for it.
Preemptive strike.
Yeah.
There you go.
So, but like I said, I'm getting caught up on my side work, so I'm learning to say no, unless it's the really good paying ones. Now this coming weekend, I do have to service my brother's mower for him, or me and him's going to service his zero turn. We're going to service Mom's mower and put fresh blades on it, and I got to get mine serviced. And I just ordered brand new blades for mine because last year, when I first sharpened them the first time in the spring, I noticed the wings were getting a little thin along the back edge. And when I sharpened them towards the end of the year, one of them, well, it's off balance now. I can tell it's off balance because it lost the little wing part. So, but I was having a little trouble finding the right ones for that deck, and once I finally got the right part number for the deck, because when you look this tractor, it's a 3000 series Cub Cadet. Whenever you look it up online, it doesn't give you a deck because there's like 4 options for it. So, what's Nate working on?
So you want to see all my side jobs? Had that one today, but I could do the Briggs no problem. And then now I'm working on this, but it's about done too.
What is that one?
Poland Pro.
Oh, it's a Poland Pro.
What's the engine on it?
Briggs and Stratton 22.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
It was creeping backwards. Like as soon as you put the emergency brake down and want to back up. so I had to adjust the little levers down there.
Yeah, I do that with ours at work all the time.
And then, of course, I'm working on that mini pipe.
Oh yeah. Ooh yeah, look at that.
Ooh,
That's a work of art.
Ooh.
It's almost done.
pretty paint job.
Working on painting the frame now. There's the wheels I got painted up. This right here is going to buy my new AR.
Nice.
But yeah, I just wanted to show you that, Ed. Talking about side jobs.
Nice.
When's the last time y'all seen one of them?
Magic cloth.
Yeah, fake chamois.
Yeah.
They had some other kinds out, fake chamois. I think before this one, or this was it, one of the two. I forget where I got this, but it's been hanging in the hall in the foyer for, I'm gonna say about 10 years, something like that. I never opened it.
Is that one of them ones that they feel like rubbery, sort of?
I don't know. I never opened it. They got two of them in here, or I don't know what, but it's got magic cloth, household spills, polishing. You can use it on cars, glass, paints, other uses, miscellaneous. Cars, pets, carpets, boats, RVs.
Sounds like the original ShamWow.
Girlfriends.
That's what I think. Yeah, that's what I think. This is a spinoff of is the ShamWow, the fake chamois. It's a fake chamois. That's what it is. Yeah.
It might be one of those Walmart end shelf products.
It says like as seen on TV.
As seen on TV. Yep.
And
Out here in Canada, you go to
says,
Walmart. There's always two little end caps on aisles in each section that always has these fake as seen on TV things. And it's like, that's not the real one. Come on.
It says here, special 2-pack, $20, $19.99. But I know I didn't pay nothing for this. I think my cousin might have gave me this. I built a deck for her, and they had a huge toolbox. I mean, a big metal toolbox. And I forget what they did with the tool. I think they might have kept it for storage, but she told me I could have it. And, I know what I did. I gave it to a friend of mine. It was a homemade iron box, like a job box. Yeah. I gave it to a buddy of mine. He gave me, I think, $100 for finding it for him. It's worth about $500-600, I guess. And they had a lot of stuff in that box. And she wanted it gone so I could build the new deck. They didn't want to put it on the deck, so I'm like, okay. And I think that was in that box. But it says machine washable. Carpet, restaurants, hotels, industrial uses. It dries sweaters and garments in half the time. I guess you wrap this around your sweaters or whatever. Color fast, lint free, machine washable, dry soft, chemical resistant, strong, raises any liquid from any surface.
Yeah.
So
they're machine washable as long as you don't use fabric softener on them.
Yeah, we don't use that anyway.
Well, a lot of your detergents have it in it already.
Oh, okay.
I learned that at work because I had some the fake chamois things too, and I sent them back to housekeeping to get them washed. And when they come back, I'm like, man, why the heck don't these things pick up very well anymore? Went and talked to the lady that is in charge of like washing all the towels and all that mops and all that kind of stuff. And I said these things just don't seem to pick up. She's like, oh my. She goes, I threw them in with our sheets or something. And she's like, I bet you it got fabric softener in them. She ran them things through like 6 more times without fabric softener, and they still never worked the same.
Oh, that fabric softener made like a barrier on the outside of it or something?
It must have. I don't know what it was, but yeah, it didn't.
Like
I don't need no chamois. I only washed the Mighty Ford twice since I bought it.
That's the same way I wash my truck. When it rains, just drive really fast after it ends to dry it off.
There you go.
Bill says he's got a room full of them good deals.
Yeah, blue light special. Lisa Ann said it's a dust collector.
I don't. There aren't any blue light specials anymore, are there?
No,
They shut. They
most
shut.
of
They shut all the Kmart's down, didn't they?
yeah.
You know, I was gonna go to my Sears, local Sears in town here, and do a video, walk through and show the tools that they were selling, the Craftsman tools they were selling, and the sets. You know, to see exactly what they had, because they had appliances in there and tools and lawnmowers, zero turns, Craftsman zero turns, and Craftsman mowers. I went 2 weeks ago and I'm like, oh man, it's closed down. The last of the Sears, I think they've still got a few stores left, but the last of the Sears are shutting down. And I heard it on the radio, on the local station here. And they talked about this one. It shut down right 2 weeks ago.
I got a few Sears tractors.
I got a couple. Well, at least one.
I
out my
got the
shed.
Craftsman outside, the one that burnt to the ground when I was bought crawfish. It
But,
burnt to the ground.
we used to have a mall up here on the other side of town from me. I mean, it was in its heyday. It was a nice little mall, but it completely shut down. J.C. Penney's went out, and they moved a couple of the big stores down at that end, and they're building a Myers store now.
What's the Myers? What they handle?
It's like a Walmart.
Okay.
So, but there's a Walmart like right across the driveway from it. So we're gonna see how much competition they're gonna be for the Wally Mart.
I thought that Myers was the big food store.
They are a big food store, but they also carry basically just like what Walmart does.
Hey, Ed, I'm dropping out.
Okay, Nate. Thanks for stopping up.
See you
buddy. I
later,
appreciate it, man.
Nice to see you, Nate.
Hey, Jeff, get better soon, bud.
I'm working on it.
All right. We'll see you guys later.
Well, I know what I'm doing after the stream. I'm cleaning up my planes. For some reason, all my planes have gotten crusty.
Oh, a little surface rust, huh?
I hate living in Canada. The moisture, it gets into everything. You can't even a sealed box, man.
What kind of planes you got there, Sarah?
Well, I got all my back planes, my buck planes and stuff like that, my shaving planes. They're all old Stanleys and a couple Lee and Valleys. So, but I've had these things for a long time.
This
blade used to be about 4 inches long. It's now 3 inches long. That's how much I've sharpened the thing over the years.
Well, when my uncle passed away here a few months back, his kids went through all of his stuff, and I mean they took a lot of the good stuff, and they had a couple of tables set up of stuff that they were gonna just get rid of. And they said, "Well, if you guys want anything, just take whatever you want." I was going through it, and I found probably 4 or 5 molding planes, for cutting moldings.
Yeah.
With the blades, everything. All real nice cast iron ones. In years past, I've found a whole bunch of old wood block planes.
Yeah.
I just keep hold of them just because.
Some of those
I got a
old
whole
planes,
bunch of wood bottoms.
Those things can bring good daggum money at auctions or whatever else. Now, I mean, they're worth a lot, good bit of money. There, Ed.
Yeah.
That's
they
the thing
are.
about it. That's the thing about it. The younger generations don't know what the hell they got, what the heck they were throwing away. So
That's the thing is I collect stuff like that. When I go on eBay and I find one that I want, they're some of them can be worth a lot of money. Like the most expensive one that I had that I've got, it cost me, and it's in its own box, and it's kept in a Ziploc bag, and it's got peanut oil in the bag. But I paid $1,200 for the thing.
wow, yeah, those things are. Any of those old planes and stuff like that can be can be worth a lot of money. I mean,
Well, I think these
there
are
are a lot of craftsmen that prefer to use
Yeah.
those old
Still
tools.
use the
Like,
old.
I do a lot. I use a lot of old hand tools myself with some of my higher end projects that I do, and I won't use power tools on them. I'd rather feel it. Feel it back.
Yeah, you got to keep looking for the old Stanley Bedrock planes.
Yeah.
these don't the wooden ones I have don't even have a name on them. I think they were just something somebody put together or something from some old stuff or something like that. They just look neat. I got a couple old wooden levels, you know. Like I said, I just keep them around just because they're old and I'm old and makes me feel better about myself.
I still use my folding wood rule. I've got a 12-foot folding wood rule that I still use.
Wow.
I
I
got-
got a 6-footer.
I used to have a couple of those.
Yeah.
My uncle to the day he passed away, if he'd come over to help anybody do anything, he still used an old folding wood roll.
They were great for storyboarding when you were doing stairs. That's what I love.
Yeah.
Like every time I do stairs, I pull up my old wood rule, and I even have some old the 1 inch by 1 inch square yardsticks.
Yeah,
I collect. I've got 18 of them right now from 4 different manufacturers. But the old yardsticks, the ones that were actually 1 yard, and the 1 inch by 1 inch, those are worth a good penny now. Like they are hard, so hard to find.
But they're so much more accurate now. I mean, you can take 2 tape measures and lay them set them side by side, and the tape measures don't even show. I mean, from inch to inch on each one of them is different. I mean,
that's where
I've
on
got-
my site. Right?
I've got a couple old engineering rolls put away, the steel ones.
Yeah.
That were from like the late 30s, early 40s, something like that. They're like a drafting roll, I guess you'd call them.
Yeah.
A scale.
Yeah.
A scale.
Yep.
Yeah. 3-sided or
No, these are just one like a straight edge.
flat?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And everything's all engraved in it. It's not printed on. So, and it's amazing. It's amazing some of the stuff those guys designed and laid out with those steel rolls. With all them little teeny tiny marks. It's like wow. 64ths and all that kind of stuff. It's like man.
That's the thing is when you go into machine shops, almost every machine shop still uses those machined precision steel rules. You cannot use a tape measure. You cannot use anything else.
no, you can't.
You can't. It's like I see guys doing stuff, doing their own little DIY projects, and they got their tape measure out there. It's like, dude, man, no. It's like, I've got magnifying glasses just so I can read mine still. Like, I want to see that 64th, man.
Yeah, it's getting tough to see that though.
Yeah. Got to put on them visors like I wear to see a 64th of an inch on the scale.
Yeah.
I have a few scales.
I got 3 of the old Stanley the 2-foot squares that had all the different scales on them.
Oh yeah, for a rafter square.
Yeah, well this if you look it up, you can actually take like the old timers. They used to be able to figure out everything off of them squares back then.
yeah.
Yeah, it's a rafter square.
That's what I like about the Milwaukee ones. They actually have the Milwaukees have all the conversions and all your math on it. That's what I love about the Milwaukee. Is one of the last ones that actually does that. And Empire.
I have a aluminum Fatmax Stanley that has all the jack rafters on it, all the math like you're talking about. It has all the jack rafter length, which you minus from the other ones. I can draw a set of house plans with my rafter square.
Yeah,
that's what it's meant for. Actually, drawing some house plans, big house plans. Like on a concrete floor.
How to use one of these is one of the first things I teach my apprentices, because this thing here, you can do everything on a job site. Every part of the house, the stairs, your rafters, your trusses, your joists, your layout, everything can be done with this thing.
Yep.
And also your arches can be done with it too.
Oh yeah.
I make a homemade compass for that.
Well, so I've got a couple of cheap framing squares that I use for like when I'm welding and stuff like that. That I don't care if I get some splatter or whatever on them. But then I've got an old one that my dad gave me back when I got married and moved out of the house and was getting my own tools.
Hey, Willie, I bought a
What-
Rover Pennsylvania tractor. Hell yeah, show it to us.
Yeah, come on up, Willie.
Oh,
Take a
a cast iron Briggs. All right.
Iron Briggs, nice.
Yeah, I was
People
hearing
laugh-
about the cast iron Briggs last night.
People laugh at me when they see me videos and I'm checking my decks on my cylinder blocks. I'm always using this square with my gauges underneath it because I get this machined every 3 months. The edge of it always gets machined down. And I'm anal about making sure it's always square.
You know how to make them square if they out of square?
Yep. Do you?
Yeah. You peen them with a center punch in the corner.
Yep.
And you check it again. If it's a little more out, then you peen it the other way.
Let's see if Willie's going to make it up here.
Uh oh. He's stuck in the hole.
He's connecting. He's connecting.
He's stuck in the hole.
But
Somebody throw him a line.
walk to the light, Willie. Walk to the light.
It's not looking promising here.
Yeah, I've got a piece of it's like 1/2 inch by 2.5 by like 6 feet long piece of steel at work. The old machine shop guy gave it to me, and he milled it and machined it so it's a good straight edge, and it's written right on it. Do not cut straight edge. Because people like to find pieces of steel around work and cut them up for stuff, and I'm like, no, that's too good of a piece of steel to be hacking up and everything. So, come on, Willie, you can do it. You can do it, Willie. Willie. Everybody send Willie good juju. Come on, Willie. So, but
Oh, I saw something there for a second.
yeah, it flashed for a second.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was gonna mow my grass this afternoon, but I just ran out of time, so I'll probably end up doing it tomorrow. I went last Thursday. My mom's been having some medical blood pressure issues, nothing real serious. And she asked if I'd come over and mow her grass. So I went over Thursday to mow for her and told her, Ma, I don't mind mowing. I really, it's not a big deal and everything, but next time I'm bringing my tractor over. I got so lazy with my power steering and everything on my tractor. I mean, hers is a nice Husqvarna, it's got a 54-inch deck. I mean, it cuts nice and everything. It's just, man, like I said, I got lazy with that power steering, just nice and easy, and
Put a poor man's power steering on it. Yeah. Go to McMaster Car and get those round washer type needle bearings.
Yeah.
I'm thinking you cutting with a power king ain't gonna do it then.
No.
Well, I thought I knew a mechanic that was pretty good on lawnmowers. I mean,
well, I've used it before at my house and everything else, and at her house, and I never realized how hard it was to steer until until after I got the power steering on my Cub. Oh, he dropped out, but
you go you take your Cub over there to her, and then you bring her lawnmower back to yours and work it that way, Sid.
Oh, he made it.
There he is.
Yeah, I found the trick. I have to close out the YouTube app as I'm entering into the StreamYard
Yeah.
because I can't run both apps at the same time.
On the phone?
Right.
On the
Yeah.
phone? Usually
So-
it disconnects to YouTube when the StreamYard pops up.
Yeah, well, for some reason I had to close that for it to work. Anyway,
Oh, okay.
this is a really rough example for a Pennsylvania tractor, but it was up my alley because I'm not going to use any of the original drivetrain parts besides the rear axle. But the steering's there, the hood's there, it doesn't have any huge dents in the hood. It's going to be later than 64 because it just says Pennsylvania on it. It's not an early one. I think the 61 to 63s had like Panzer written down the center of them or something like that.
Well, that's what I was just going to ask you. What's the difference between a Pennsylvania and a Panzer?
It's the same one. It's just when they were selling, trading names and brands, stuff like that.
Okay. I used to pull tractors with a guy that he actually pulled a Panzer. Weight
Yeah.
reduction.
Both brake pedals are there.
That's
is
the
nice.
Sunday tractor. It's holy.
Yeah.
Steering still is pretty good on it. The steering wheel's not broken or bent.
Yeah.
You can make a race track.
Fenders are there, and the hitch is here.
Kind
So-
of looks like it would make a good drag racer there or something.
It's a good bones tractor. For what I want to do with it, and even then, there's not much to salvage here because if you look right here, I don't know how good you're gonna see it. Let me get my light.
Oh, wow, look at that old simplicity.
The clutch lever is broken off,
Ooh.
Oh,
so I wasn't planning on using that anyway. This is just gonna sit here for show because I have to have a stock appearing drivetrain in a tractor pull,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna try and fit an opposed twin Briggs in here. I'll take this pulley off, and I should have enough room to get over the cylinder over this one piece, and then just bring this out to the side. And I'm gonna try putting a hydraulic pump on it, a variable displacement pump,
hmm
and then a hydraulic drive into the transmission. Because I know a custom hydraulics guy that you tell him how much horsepower, what RPM, and what wheel speed you want, and you can come up with a hydraulics and everything to work. I think I'm just getting a valve for forward, neutral, and reverse. Then I'll have a pedal to adjust how much fuel comes out of the pump. That's the plan, anyway.
Sounds like a good plan.
Yeah, it does roll pretty easy, and the lift is here. I don't know if I'm ever going to use it, but halfway works.
what year is that simplicity? Body next to you?
That one would be 80s. That was a variable drive. It's still it's a long frame.
Early 80s.
Yeah, it has the round headlights on it.
Yeah, it's about an 81, 82, I want to say, something like that.
Yeah, I had this together and running for my brother, and it was always problematic in reverse because the shuttle drive. I don't know how good you're gonna be able to see in here.
That was
But the
hydrostatic,
planetary
wasn't
gear set back here has a lot of wobble in it. Of course, I can't reach in there right now, so I couldn't get the brake tight on the planetary for reverse. So I just couldn't get reverse to work properly on it, and then he followed suit and ripped the stud off the steering as well. So I got him a what was it, Model 7000? I think this is a 71. Yeah, this is a Model 7100. I got him a 7000 hydrostatic to replace this one, and he's since then got a Coyote tractor and hasn't really needed it. And we didn't have that much snow this year either.
Oh, I'm familiar with the Coyotes. That's a Kubota spinoff.
Yeah. Oh, anyway, I got something else I need to show you inside. I don't know if you guys know your cast iron Briggs really well.
I've messed with a few S5s and S6s.
This is a 16 horsepower.
Yeah, no,
So
never.
I haven't looked at the year on it yet, but I know it's a 32 cubic inch, so it's the bigger one. But the cool thing is what's on the PTO side of it.
Yeah, I never tackled the 16 horse animal yet.
They're pretty nice. You gotta hang on when they start pumping. They'll shake you pretty good. This one shouldn't be as bad though. Yeah, it's a bit of a walk. I'm sorry. Now this one's also rough, but I only got it for $25. Cast iron Briggs. Let me see if I can't find the year on it. It is 1970.
Did they make a cast iron in 70?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, they made them up into the 80s.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Briggs had industrial cast
Now-
irons for up to 84.
The really cool thing about this engine is this is usually something you see on a 12 horsepower, but this is a 16 horsepower. Over here is a gear that's driven by a cam.
Mm-hmm.
Right,
The camshaft's like in the center.
right.
And then over here, this piece is a balance gear. So this has the dual balance gears on it. There's one balance gear over on the PTO side and underneath the flywheel. It's in the opposite direction of the crankshaft to counterbalance the rod.
Oh, okay.
Most of the ones I see that are dual synchro balanced are 12 horsepowers. This is the bigger bore.
Wow.
So I got it pretty cheap because it was missing a bunch of parts, and obviously it's rusty, but it does have compression. I wouldn't be surprised if this thing pushed 75, 80 psi of compression, but the governor is stuck on it and missing all the pieces. This is a nice piece to have, though, the little insulator tab. Usually those are always broken or missing.
Yeah, for the kill.
Yep.
Now,
I'm
did they-
wondering if the governor shaft moves, because I couldn't move it before. Yeah, it moves. So it's not seized, it's just missing the parts and been sitting a while.
Yeah, I can hear it.
Now, did they have problems with those balance shafts coming apart like they did in the Kohlers?
No, I haven't seen them. What happens with these is there's a lot more metal gears on them.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a little more metal debris that gets in the oil, and nobody changes the oil as often as they should. And usually I see them lose rods.
Okay.
Another nice thing about this is this has two fill and dipstick points on it. I have the fill and oil level on the bottom on the sump.
Yep.
It's also got the dipstick that comes all the way up to the top, which is nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's got some really nice options on it for what it is. And I have a whole box of parts here. Like, seriously. I have all a whole bucket of hardware, a filter, I don't even know what you'd call that, the retaining plate. That's the cutout for the balance gears on the flywheel side. I don't know if you can kind of see that shape or not.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay.
I have heads, carburetors, carburetor rebuild kits, bushings, floats, extra sumps. Should have everything in here I need to get this going. I do have a starter generator out in my shed, but it's seized, but I should be able to get it going. I also have other starter brackets. I should be able to find another starter generator bracket out there too. But I'm thinking I'm going to have this rebuilt and put it in my Simplicity. The 12 horse in my Simplicity is one of the first years to have the 12 horsepower and dual synchro balance gears on it. And this one is it was good in the 12 horsepower class. It was right in the middle of the running, but unfortunately nobody runs 12 horsepowers anymore. This one has the same cover on the front. This is one that I actually had all apart and repainted and everything. There's a heater box you don't see too often for the winter kit.
Wow. That's neat.
Straps onto the muffler. This one's a reproduction muffler, but I do have original mufflers for it. But I'm going to take the 12 horsepower out and put that 16 horsepower in here when I'm done going over it.
What did the other one that you just showed us come off of, the 16 horsepower? 'Cause it looks
If I had to guess, because it's got a dual pulley on the PTO side, I would guess it probably came off of a larger tiller. Because the way the belt
it
guard
almost
is,
looks identical to the one that we used to have on our
it's
mills.
got a
or
belt guard on the bottom and the top, not like on the side to side.
Yeah.
So I'm going to guess, it's actually 3 V pulleys. I'm going to guess this is probably off of a tiller.
Because it almost looks like the exact same setup the ones that are on our sawmills used to have.
Yeah, I wouldn't know for sure. And it had a low mount generator on it, so it's hard to say.
Well, that would take a heck of a man to run that as a tiller.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
Oh,
That'd
there's
be a
tillers that had those
beast
two-cylinder Wisconsin engines on them. They're pretty cool.
Oh yeah, but that's those big industrial tillers that have the
Yeah.
detachable. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and hang on for dear life. It'll go on without you and kill someone.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, man. You know.
I
See,
forget the
I
name of
was
those
like,
big industrial types. They had a funny name like Yarbo or something like that.
You can see there's like a throttle cable bracket here. So it had to be some sort of small piece of equipment. So this is the original cable that was on here. And it looks like it's painted the same color as this other bracket, so this hasn't been moved.
Yeah.
And it still runs down through the hole here where the factory throttle cable was gone. Someone cut it off. So it couldn't have been too big of a piece of equipment. That's why I was thinking tiller, because these are diagonally.
Right.
They would run back to a transmission. I don't think these would have been a ground engaging piece of equipment. I mean, not like a saw or a mower of some kind, because mowers usually are either straight up and down or straight sideways and go down or to the side, not usually at an angle.
The sawmills that we used to run, they were horizontal blades, and one pulley would run it across the track, and the other pulley would run the blade would run the blade gears, and that like but it was a blade. The whole motor went straight up and down the mill with the actual with the blade. Like
It is odd that it's got three pulleys on it, 3 different sized V pulleys.
Right.
Different speeds, I guess.
Yeah.
One's got a more involved belt guard, like it probably was slack more, probably for reverse.
Yeah.
This one belt guard wraps all the way around it.
But it's a
You
cool
almost you have to take the bracket off to put a belt on it. But it's still pretty neat.
That's a cool find.
I'm gonna try taking the head off tonight and see what the cylinder looks like, but I don't want to hold you guys up doing that.
Right. Well, that's a pretty cool find there, Willie. I like that.
Yeah, you don't see these. Matter of fact, I don't know if you've ever ran one of these or not, but these things, like you could put them on a workbench and they'll sit and idle and they won't move. They're really well balanced engines.
Wow.
If you ever find this cover on the PTO side, I would buy them if you can get them for like $100. They're usually 12 to 16 horsepower. Really good engines.
I'll definitely be something to watch out for when I go to the junk sales and stuff.
Yeah. If you ever have any questions on it, just let me know and I can help out. Now I know how to convert these to electronic ignition also. It's not too difficult.
Awesome.
So you don't have to screw around with the points if you don't want to.
Right.
I know the part number for the coil, and you flip it around 180 degrees and then wire it up. And I haven't had a problem. You do have to adjust the timing a little bit because the timing will advance a little bit with the electronic ignition if it had points originally.
Right.
But that's not complicated because the ignition covers, right? I think I have one in here if I can find one. I should have one somewhere. Oh, hey, check this out. There's your bounce gear right there.
Yeah.
I didn't know I had that in here. Let me look around, and I might be able to find a coil bracket. I know I had a video on it anyway. Nah, I don't see one. Whatever. There's slots in the coil bracket so you can move it back and forth about 8 or 10 degrees. So. Also, another thing this had on it, which is kind of interesting, is it has a heat shield underneath the exhaust right here. Kind of hard to get a good shot on it. Right there, you can probably see it. It's got a little heat shield on it to protect the exhaust or the carburetor.
Wow, that is kind of different. I've never seen one with a
It's on
shield
the
like that.
manifold right there. Yeah, I've never seen a heat shield like that before. Bolts down here in the block. Let me see if I can get that in shot. Right here, bolts into the bottom of the block. And then the other one bolts onto the manifold.
Yeah.
Thought that was odd. Kind of keeps it from coming loose, too. It sets right on top of it.
Right. It's like like an exhaust support. So.
Yep. I've never seen anything like that either. I mean, if the engine was more complete, I would have paid more money, but it's missing all the screws and bolts, and the ignition coil isn't even visible on it. So I didn't pay a lot of money for it. Oh, here's a wire sitting down here, but nothing's hooked up. There's no governor or anything. And another thing that was also odd is usually these have a jet with a screw, and this has some sort of a weird bracket on it that holds this jet in the bottom of it. I don't know what that's for. And then the low speed doesn't even have a screw. It's got like a 90-degree plug thing in it.
Wow.
Hmm.
I don't know why it would be like that.
I'll say that almost looks like it's some kind of a stationary engine set up instead of a
self-governed.
Yeah, it's got a weird piece on the low speed side of it. It's like a T shape.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was maybe an old makeshift electric shutoff at one time or what. I haven't seen anything like it to know. I've never even seen a screw in the bottom of the carburetor here.
Yeah. Yeah, usually they bolt up to the bottom down there, for the air cleaner bracket.
Yeah, right here. Yeah, I've seen where stuff screws down here and has a bracket to support different things. Yeah, it's odd. That's for sure. It was originally yellow and then painted green. But I have most of the parts to get it going. But I'm gonna take all the parts off the outside of it, and I'm gonna drop it off at the engine shop tomorrow.
Yellow, that would be something like a Hans Eclipse color. Hans Gravely, because Hans Eclipse was a yellow color. A lot of their equipment.
I'm sure it's got some hours on it because I don't see any yellow paint on the head anywhere. So the yellow paint was probably all burned off.
Yeah.
But obviously, it couldn't have been run too much after it was repainted. All the head bolts are pretty rusty, but nothing major. It's got an aftermarket plug on it. It doesn't have the factory Champion in it.
Yeah.
Whichever. It's 8:17. I don't want to hold you guys up, but thanks for letting me on.
Oh, no problem. Thank you for sharing. That's definitely a find.
Oh yeah.
I wish I had a standard 16 horsepower to put alongside this thing, but I don't. I could probably compare it to a 10 horse, just in difference in how well they were balanced. But another day. So see ya. Bye.
All right. Well, thank you, Willie, for coming up. That was really interesting. So, all right, Jeff, you still? Yeah, Jeff's still here. He dropped out for a second, and then he come back. So, the good night, Jeff, was premature. So,
yeah, it was.
I see Bill dropping out. So, thank you, Bill, for coming in and hanging out, and thank you, Willie, for sharing that very interesting engine with us. That's going to be something to see get running. So, appreciate everybody coming in, saying hi, hanging out with us, and we are going to shut it down. So,
wait a minute. You can't shut down yet.
Oh,
Wait a minute, Jeff. Bye, Jeff.
Bye, Jeff.
No,
Bye, Jeff.
I ain't leaving yet. We got to wait for Cajun to do that thing.
Oh, Cajun's got to do his thing.
Okay. All right, everybody. Y'all know the routine. It's good being north of the grass. Stay safe. Be that way. Be that way. Stay safe. And as always, love, peace, and crackling grease. Catch y'all later.
Okay, now we can go.
All right. Good night, everybody.